What's up, guys and gals? It's the Tyrant here, and welcome back to my weekly Q&A session where you guys ask the questions and I give you the answers. I am keeping it a little bit short this week. I am putting the finishing touches on a very large video that I plan on releasing on Sunday, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Before we get started though, I gave you guys a very important task last week, and that was to design your own side mission for Halo Infinite. And let me tell you something, I have one creative community. You guys come up with some really amazing ideas. I said that I would select one and read it out loud, and so my favorite one, and again there was a lot of great ones out there, but the one that stood out to me the most comes from Connor Harrington. And Connor writes, you play as the Arbiter and you are tasked with wiping out a banished fleet looking to destroy Sangheli. In the mission, you get to direct an assault carrier to help you in your objective. After taking out the fleet, you and a group of elites use drop pods and take the battle to the ground of Kikos, one of the two moons of Sangheli, where on the moon, brutes are setting up a military settlement that is building antimatter charges that are getting ready to send to Sangheli. Your new objective is to activate the charges and then escape into the Phantom before it's too late. That sounds badass. I would love to play that in Halo Infinite, so excellent idea, my friend. So for those of you who want to submit a question to the Q&A, it's quite simple. You can ask it in the comment section below. You can hit me up on Twitter, or if you're a Patreon donor, you can ask me in the Discord. So let's go ahead and get started. Our first question of the week comes from Liam Dune, and Liam asks, Halo Q&A, do you think that the team at 343 currently working on fixing the Master Chief Collection will move on to continue to support Halo 5 once MCC is fixed, maybe with new 343 made maps? You know, I've thought about that, and I think they are going to continue to support Halo 5 and add new things to it. Maybe not right away, but depending on how far away Halo Infinite is from being released, I think they're going to have to do that just so that they can keep the Halo community busy without creating an entirely new game. So I hope they do. I personally love to see some more Warzone firefight maps because there's already 3 that I don't like, and I seem to get them repeatedly. So I'd love to see some more of those, but you guys let me know in the comments below what you'd like to see added to the Master Chief, or into Halo 5. Personally, I'd also love to see a classic playlist permanently added to the game. Our next question comes from Arc48, and Arc48 asks, Q&A, have you seen the Clone Wars, and what do you think about it returning? If you haven't seen it, watch the Clone Wars, goddammit. I love that. So, I know I've said on this site before that I'm not really a huge Star Wars fan. I enjoy the movies, but I'm not like crazy into it. I will say though that I love the Clone Wars. When I watch them, I don't know if they're still on there or not, all 5 seasons were on Netflix, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very well done, very addicting, very binge-worthy. It's something that I really enjoyed. I always thought, funny thing is, that Star Wars Rebels was the follow-up to it, because I know Ahsoka is in both of them, but she's older in Rebels. But I will say with the Clone Wars, that is what made me appreciate Revenge of the Sith, because as soon as I was done watching the Clone Wars, I watched Revenge of the Sith, but I always felt like there needed to be another season in there to sort of fill the gap between what happened at the end of the Clone Wars and the beginning of the Battle of Coruscant. So I'm really looking forward to that, and I hope they do it justice. I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do with it, and hopefully they'll wrap up the series nicely. Our next question comes from Razor Edge Loki 1, and Razor Edge asks, Q&A Tyrant, what do you believe the gameplay will be for Halo Infinite? Will it be classic, modern, or a mix of both? Personally, I would like it if it were classic. It sounds like a lot of people would, my friend. I will say that if I were to take a wild guess, I would say that it would be somewhat of a mix. I think they would tone down things like Spartan abilities, but I don't think they would cut them off entirely, because people who started playing Halo with the new series as opposed to the original trilogy would probably feel a little out of place. I know a lot of legacy players would like that, but I don't know if that would really work well for their newer players. So I'm hoping that they do a little bit of both, so that both classic and current Halo fans can find enjoyment with it. But I'd like for you guys to tell me in the comment section what you would find ideal in a balanced situation between classic and current movement styles in the next Halo title. Our next question comes from Patrick Thomas, and Patrick asks, Halo Q&A, do you believe, or do you think there will be some destructible environments in Halo Infinite? I'm not asking for battlefield level destruction, but I would like to blow up a tree or something to that effect of gameplay. I don't know, man. Those trees are made of some starship grade wood. Yeah, I'd like to see something along those lines. I don't want it to be so intense that it becomes really taxing on the system to the point where they start having to take focus away from other aspects of the game, if that makes sense. but I would like to see some more environment interaction there. I mean, going all the way back to the game Crisis, if you guys remember that from way back in the day, even they had destructible trees, and that game is, you know, what, 11 or 12 years old? So I think that that's something they could do, and given the trailer we saw, it seems like the environment's going to play a bigger role in it. Again, don't know for sure. We still really know next to nothing about Halo Infinite at this point in terms of things that we know for sure, but hopefully we'll see something along those lines, something that feels more immersive in the world of Halo. And our final question of the week, our star question, comes from Jacob Stubbs, and Jacob asks, Q&A Tyrant, do you think there should be a spin-off game based on the Arbiter, maybe when he joined the Covenant? That would actually be really cool. Now, there's a lot of backstory to the Arbiter there that I think would honestly make a great game, or even series of games. Keep in mind that when we see him in Halo 5, now again, I'm not really getting into the outside lore here in terms of books and comics and whatnot, but Halo 5 is the first time we even encounter the Arbiter since the end of the events in Halo 3. And so we know there's a big story there. There's obviously a war that's been going on Sanghelios for quite some time between the Swords of Sanghelios as well as the remaining Covenant. And to see how they've been fighting those battles, I think would be really amazing. Obviously, they've been able to hold their own, but the fact that it's been years and a race of aliens that has starships available to them still has not been able to eradicate the Covenant from their planet. Obviously, the Covenant put up a pretty decent fight, so I would be really interested to see what went down during those years. They could even call it the Arbiter Wars or something along those lines. I think that would be really cool, and it would give a way to sort of showcase the backstory of what's been going on with the Arbiter. In terms of your idea about having a point where maybe he became the Arbiter, I think that with this particular game that I'm thinking of, they could do a number of things with it, and just in general have the time span of before he became the Arbiter, when he was in the process of maybe on Alpha Halo trying to pursue the Chief, as well as the Pillar of Autumn, and also the things that follow after, so that you could basically have a past, present, future type scenario with the Arbiter that could all fit into one game. And I think that there's certainly more than enough material there to do that. Again, they could create a series of games. That's certainly a possibility as well, but I think that one solid Arbiter game would satisfy a lot of Halo fans out there. So I have another task for you guys this week. What would you like to see in an Arbiter game, or do you want to see an Arbiter game? I want to know that, and I want to know what time span you would like to see covered in the Arbiter game, and what features you would like to see included. I would love to hear your thoughts, opinions, and your theories in the comment section below, or please feel free to hit me up on Twitter at MythicTyrant. A link to my Twitter feed can be found in the description below, and I want to take a moment to thank each and every one of you for taking the time out of your busy day to sit down and watch this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, I hope you'll consider subscribing for more great content right here on MythicTyrant.com. Thank you guys and gals so much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. I'll catch you all right back here next time, and as always, I'm the Tyrant, signing off.